because I think it's super important not to consider ourselves like completely absolved of ableism. I think we all have the capacity, and I've seen it in myself, to be ableist, and it's pretty disgusting. And so I noticed that I feel uncomfortable sometimes, like being excited. For example, let me share this one because I've been wanting to share this one, and like, if you can tell, I'm getting like a little bit like right. When I think about getting engaged, for example, I get really nervous about the moment where he will pop the question, and I'll be super, super excited, and I'll want a happy stim. And I'm really excited being able to share this with you guys, because I know a lot of you are autistic who are going to be watching this. I think you might be, you probably are. Maybe not, who knows. I don't want to say like everybody's autistic, you know, but we do tend to do a lot of our research. So it's really great being able to tell you guys about the fact that I am really scared to happy stim, because only he knows that side of me, and maybe my family knows that side of me, but like I don't know, I felt very infantilized in my upbringing, and so there's a lot of shame around just being myself, you know? So that's stimming. I really, really wanted to share that because, you know, me and Ricardo, my partner, have really talked about getting engaged, and it's something that I'm really looking forward to. But little things like that really can take your attention away from what's important, you know? So that's really silly. I think the last thing that I'm going to talk about is rule following, and then we'll talk about, you know, a closing statement. So rule following. On the topic of ableism, I've noticed that, you know, in our society, we're really taught about like how things are done, right? There's this way of doing things, like eye contact and like not moving around a lot, like, or even things as simple as like how to play with a toy. You know what I mean? And we're taught those rules. Those rules are enforced, you know? Those rules are enforced just like white supremacy, patriarchy. God, one of these days I'm gonna have to reference that person who like literally ties in like how racism, how white supremacy, ableism, patriarchy is like all interconnected. This diagram is like really crazy. If anybody remembers that post, where the person literally writes out like a little diagram like this and like how it's all rooted in white supremacy, do let me know and link it down below, but I'll try to find it. The point I was trying to make is that we're all told these set of rules, right, that we're supposed to follow. And it's really sad because I've seen how, like I said, like how I've been ableist myself, or how I've internalized ableism and not allowed myself to be who I am. Literally like on the daily, you know? Excuse me. And I don't know, a part of me is like really trying to analyze like how much, you know, my need for things to be followed, like rules, you know, rules that I agree with, you know, as an autistic person, like, there's certain social rules that are just like, that's fucking absurd, you know? But then there are rules that, like, I don't know, I just took them on as, like, maybe those rules that I took on were, like, the most pushed into me, you know? Those rules were really enforced, and so sometimes I feel like I have to enforce them with others, you know? And sometimes, you know, sometimes not. Sometimes it's just like, oh, like, this is how things are, you know? I remember hearing that a lot about, like, autism, like, oh, like, you know, we care about rules and following rules, which is, like, also relatable when you're playing a simple board game. But I really wanted to tie it into the issue of ableism because, like, ableism is like white supremacy. Like, you can't escape it. No, fuck that. Not that you can't escape it. To be more specific, it's like, because it's so heavily enforced due to white supremacy and Eurocentric beliefs, you know, and we could talk about, like, how far back ableism really goes back. But because of these rules, like, we, even as autistic people, can like, be racist, for example. Like, there's this topic of conversation that's come up, you know, where it's like, oh, like, autistic people can't be racist or whatever, and it's like, nah, like, it's crazy how, you know, white supremacy, which I fucking hate as a term, to be honest. Somebody mentioned that it's like this other term, which was so much better, because white supremacy just continues to tell us that whites are supreme, like, people who have white skin are superior. Like, I don't know, I feel like that, like, really seeps into your unconscious, you know, and I don't really like that. Like, I don't want that in my shit, you know. That was a long-winded way of saying those are my traits. And they're just a few. Like, I literally said only 5. But it sucks. It sucks because I really felt like I had to say those things to be believed that I'm autistic, you know? And I really hope the people who do believe that really, like, y'all, go read a fucking book. Like, go read a fucking book. Because it gets on my fucking nerves. No, but, like, specifically go read, like, books by autistic authors. You know what I mean? Yeah. Who are not full of shit, you know? Like Elon Musk. I'm talking about books that will educate you on non-classical traits. That's my little rant. Yeah, so unfortunately, that's one of the reasons why I posted this video, but also I want to focus more on the autistic people who I really want to form, you know, a little community with. Like, I want to put this out there for the people who are thinking that they could be autistic, the people who already know they're autistic, people who just want to hear about it. Sometimes I just find myself looking up fucking videos by people who are autistic and just, like, somehow relating to them in that way and feeling like some kind of community in that way, you know? So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you thought about this video and what do you think about your autistic experience. I just want to hear what you guys got to say, and I really appreciate you being here. Just thanks. Overall thanks at the bottom of my heart, because, you know, putting myself out there and pushing forward and really learning about myself. And I really appreciate those of you in the community because you exist, and You make people like me feel less alone. So thank you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and blessings to all the people you love, and even those you don't love. Maybe not them. I don't know. All right, you guys have a great day. Bye.